What if I told you the entire world is running on borrowed money and there's no one left to collect?
Every single nation is carrying massive debt. The US, over $38 trillion. The EU, about $14 trillion. Japan, nearly $9 trillion. Even wealthy exporters and resource-rich kingdoms are buried under obligations. But this creates a mind-bending puzzle. If everyone is in the red, who exactly is in the black? This is Winds of Thought, where we untangle the ideas shaping our world. The story of sovereign debt isn't about ledger entries. It's the hidden framework of modern power, the invisible engine behind empires and economies. To grasp how we reached a staggering $315 trillion in global obligations, we must rewind the clock. Centuries before digital banks, the concept of national debt was forged not in peace, but in the fires of war. England, 1694. Locked in conflict with France and out of gold, the crown made a fateful deal with merchants. In return for financing the war, they received a permanent claim on future taxes, a guaranteed stream of interest. To manage this, the Bank of England was born. This was revolutionary. A state could now spend money it didn't possess. The government bond was created. Not just a loan, but a tradable promise from the nation itself. France adopted it. The Dutch refined it. America used it to fund its revolution. Debt transformed from a sign of weakness into a badge of credibility. The power to borrow became the power to build and to conquer. The battlefield shifted from land to the balance sheet. But who really owns all these promises today? Let's follow the money, starting with the world's biggest debtor. Of America's $38 trillion, about half is held by public investors, and of that, roughly two-thirds are domestic players, pension funds, banks, insurers, and the Federal Reserve itself. The remaining third is held overseas. Japan is the largest foreign holder, then China, followed by European financial hubs. So, is the U.S. in debt to China? Yes, but it's a small slice of the pie, about 2%. The vast majority is a circular flow within America itself. The Treasury issues bonds, American institutions buy them, and the interest paid flows back into American retirement accounts. It's a closed loop. And this mirror game isn't just American, it's planetary. Japan buys U.S. debt. The U.S. and EU fund international institutions that lend to developing nations. Those nations, in turn, save their reserves in U.S. and European bonds. It's an endless global circle of promises. Every nation holds another's IOU. The entire system is a grand table where everyone has borrowed chips from their neighbor, and the game only continues if no one gets up to leave. But there's a final omnipotent layer, the market itself. Behind every bond is a web of colossal funds, hedge funds, sovereign wealth funds, central banks. They are the ultimate judges. They decide which nations borrow cheaply and which pay a crippling premium. When their confidence vanishes, currencies crash and governments can fall overnight. Democracy may choose leaders, but the market chooses survivors. The high priest of this temple is the central bank. They don't just manage debt, they create it. When a central bank buys government bonds, it conjures new money into existence. The liability on the state's ledger becomes an asset on the bank's. This means every single dollar in your pocket is, at its origin, someone else's debt. Debt-free money is a myth. This machine has hummed for decades, powered by one fuel: belief. As long as investors believe the interest will be paid, the wheel keeps turning. They aren't waiting for repayment. They're waiting to renew the subscription. A U.S. Treasury bond isn't seen as a risk. It's the bedrock asset of global finance, the ultimate collateral. So, do governments plan to pay off this debt? No, not now, not ever.
That's not a secret, it's operational reality. For you or me, a loan must be repaid. For nations, debt is refinanced perpetually. New bonds are issued to cover old ones. The goal isn't to reach zero, it's to keep the debt manageable, to service the interest forever. The global economy is the shark that must keep swimming to breathe. If the U.S. suddenly paid off all $38 trillion, global markets would implode. Banks would lose their safest asset. Money supply would collapse, triggering deflationary disaster. Paying the debt would destroy the system that requires it. This reveals the ultimate secret. Sovereign debt was never meant to be repaid. The plan was always to make the world believe it could be. It's a closed loop of trust. But that trust and its benefits are not distributed equally. Interest flows upward from taxpayers to asset holders. Global debt and global inequality rise together. The system rewards ownership. When we say we owe it to ourselves, that's only a comforting half-truth. We owe it to the architecture we all built, an architecture that now demands perpetual belief. The creditor isn't a foreign nation or a shadowy cabal. It's the reflection of our collective faith in the future, a faith that is the most valuable and fragile currency of all. If this perspective shifts how you see the world, please hit the like button. It truly helps Winds of Thought. For more deep dives into the ideas that move us, subscribe and turn on notifications. History has context. We'll help you find it.